No fancy intros needed, people. No music, no extra shit. Just me, myself, this motherfucking do-rag, ginger ale, and these Doritos. I am the biggest of homies, Federal Ranga. It's been a long ass time. Niggas was busy. No, niggas wasn't busy, but you know, it don't matter why I was gone. I'm back. Welcome to the draft, which stands for, that's real as fuck though. It's a beautiful Monday. I'm on vacation. You might see me all motherfucking week. Who knows? But as good as life is right now, it ain't perfect. Tonight, for your viewing pleasure, I want to tell y'all a story. You see the title, okay? Says that accountability cost me the box. Fed, what the fuck you mean accountability cost you the box? Accountability kept me from having some incredibly great sex. Some niggas go, well, Fed, you a whole out here. Like, why the hell you worried about getting in just one bitch per It's like I don't understand, dude. It's not about her pussy being special, nothing like that. Don't get me wrong, it's good pussy, but it's not about that. It's how I fucked myself over that night with a mistake I had made and had been making for months up to that point. God damn, Doritos hit so good when you hungry. Make sure I clean this off of this one, y'all. Okay, let's rewind the clocks back to the weekend of March the 21st, 2021. Barely, barely over 2 months ago. Barely. For the sake of this story, I'm going to not say the lady's name in question because she is a great person, beautiful soul from what I surmise. Um, just an all around great sister. Um, we're gonna call her Nelsha, okay? So Nelsha and I were introduced to each other, several months ago, and through a little bit of planning and whatnot, we ran into each other sometime around January, and we got it on. Boom. We maintained communication throughout the next couple of months until I ended up coming back in March. Like we actually planned this out a little bit more thorough this time. Okay, cool. Before we get to where accountability takes the majority of the story up, I want to fast forward to a night we actually planned to go out to eat. Now, for those of you that are familiar with the downtown Miami area, Brooklyn and whatnot, my infatuation with the financial district of all cities, but more so mine, you're probably familiar with a restaurant called Balance. Okay. Balance is not exactly a cheap restaurant. Could shit be more expensive there? Absolutely. But is it a crazy expensive restaurant? No. But it's definitely not cheap. So I'll take that back. Like, could it be cheaper? No. Like it could it be more expensive? Yes, but this is fairly mid range going towards expensive. It can get up there if you're not careful. Okay. So um Nelsha and I went out to dinner. She came and picked me up. I mean, I drove my car down from Orlando and whatever. Like, Nelsha came and got me. We went to dinner, and we were sitting back actually having a conversation. Now, mind you, during this time frame, I was already trying to like do my best to break the ice because at that point, the last time we had done anything together, we just like had sex in a hotel, and I went out and like grabbed a pizza. My nigga, like that's not a date, depending on who you ask. Don't ask me. That shit counts. Look, um, now should I go out the balance? And I have a budget in mind of about $100 for dinner. This is not normal for me because I'm not the guy to be breaking up $100 to be feeding motherfuckers. Unless I'm buying groceries, I'm not breaking that off for one single fucking meal. Not especially not between two people. I'm not the guy for that. But we chose. I picked out two restaurants that I thought she'd be into because I'm not a big seafood head, and she chose Balance, which is cool because I'd been to Balance before. No problem. We get the Balance. She orders her meal. We share her appetizer. Um, I order my food. She orders hers. She is fucking the shit because she likes the way it tastes. I'm fucking up mine. My first time having a Wagyu burger. Um, and everything is everything. This conversation, we're getting into casual conversation about, specific topics and whatnot, the way people think and how they interact with other people, her businesses and whatnot. Great conversation. I'm enjoying looking at her. She's a good looking woman. The bill comes. And all of a sudden, no, the bill doesn't come. We're pretty much finished eating at this point, and I am waiting to ask for the bill. Not only because the meal went over my proposed budget, which she was aware of, and even made a comment about, if you knew it was going to be this much, why did you bring me here? And it's like I couldn't really challenge her on that. No, low key felt violated because like I said, I had a proposed budget. We went past that, and it's like fuck that. Why did you bring me here? Like that's neither here nor there. Look. So Nesha and I are awkwardly sitting there waiting for a friend of mine to cash out my money to me so I can pay for our food. Let me say that again. Nelsha and I had to sit back and wait for someone else that was in possession of my money to send me my money to me via Cash App. Mind you, this is money that I have been putting in this person's Cash App for several weeks, if not months. When that money finally was given to me, because I was getting nervous and shit, like, yo, hit me up, we trying to get out of here. You're like, I'm looking frazzled in front of this composed woman's eyes. A composed woman who at that point was ready to eat food, go back to their Airbnb and suck dick and have sex. This was in the works. This was going to happen. Okay. I've said on many different occasions that guaranteed boxes myth, but this shit was a slam dunk. And I'd already thrown myself the lob. I did that. And with one simple mistake, I blew that to shit. meal was paid for. The waitress was tipped. We left. Not a word was said between the two of us. When we got to the Airbnb, once she couldn't necessarily find a place to park, she decided she wasn't feeling it anymore and left. Hopped out the car, drove off. There's been no communication between me and this person since. I know for a fact she felt the way about what happened that night. Because it's not about what the fuck happened and whether or not we got out of there and shit like that. It's how the vibe was thrown off because of my own irresponsibilities. There's no other way to put it. But Fed, what do you, I don't get it. Okay, so somebody sent you money, Chad sent somewhere else. Not done. I need niggas to understand why that money was sitting in this friend's cash app on a week to week basis to begin with. Yes, I said week to week. Okay? Because weeks leading up to that damn night, every time I had gotten paid, you know what? No, fuck that. Let's go back even further than that. I've made plenty of mistakes from a financial standpoint in my life. I manage my money well to make sure I ain't never hurting in these streets, but there are plenty of other times I place my money into the wrong spots where things don't pan out, even though there's every fucking inclination, it's probably not the word for it, every implication that this is a bad idea to put money in certain spots. So, for the last couple of months, even leading up to the first time we even like had sex in January, I had been getting paid, and every time I got paid, I moved my money from my bank account over to my Cash App to have it sent to somebody else's Cash App for safety. Why couldn't the money stay in your bank account in a time? Well, because, motherfucker, because of the stupid ass mistakes I made. If I let that money sit there, that shit would have been automatically withdrawn the minute it was sensed that it was in there, and I'd be looking at less money for shit I actually needed to do, including but not limited to paying back that money that was trying to be taken out from the first place. But you moved it over to Cash App. What's the problem? Dude, Cash App also had things that were tied to it that would have taken money if it sat there too goddamn long. So this was a weekly thing where I would stay up until 10:30 at night because you know I'm in Vegas. Get paid, move money to Cash App immediately, and then move that money to somebody else's Cash App. This was the routine for months, all because I didn't have my shit together. Because I chose to put money in other shit, and when I owed for those things at the wrong times, it just all came crashing down. The safest thing, because Bank of America ain't finna let nobody take money out my account that I don't fucking have. I don't do that overdraft protection shit. Nope. Can't get it. Can't fucking get it. And Cash App will decline the fuck out of something that you ain't got enough of a cash balance for. So I thought I was doing something smart. What I failed to realize at that point was that every time I needed my own fucking money, I had to text and call and ask this person to send bits and pieces of my money to me. Karma is real as a motherfucker. All this time I'm trying to avoid having my money be lost. And when I finally get it, it done ruin a damn night because I've made shit awkward because of my own personal irresponsibilities with my money. Me and Nelsha could have fucked that night. Me and Nelsha should have fucked that night. Me and Nelsha would have fucked that night. Because to be honest, that shit with her not being able to park in front of Airbnb, I don't think that was too big of a deal. But just throwing that on top of what the fuck just happened literally like 10 minutes ago, too much. I went from being a decent nigga, at least be giving her pussy to a nigga she never wanted to speak to again. In the blink of an eye. It's fucked up. But well deserved. I deserve that shit. There's no other way around it. I deserve that. Not only because I had my money in the wrong places, being a dumbass and whatnot, but I didn't think to even take the time to make the appropriate phone calls to all these individuals and companies to straighten that shit out. So that I could leave my money like how I can now in my bank account without having to move it nowhere and do the shit I need to do and or want to do. That was my fault. And I had a whole last 2 months leading up to that point where that could have been avoided completely. Mm-mm. But that ain't what the fuck happened. Unfortunately. And needless to say, I'm not happy about it. Still ain't. Because I want to fuck Nelson one more time. Several, if you're being honest, but at least one more time. And now that ship has sailed. Sucks. Really fucking sucks. Needless to say, I'm disappointed in myself. I made a lot of dumbass decisions that cost me some pussy, but Jesus, this right here is hands down one of the most preventable and ergo embarrassing. Because I didn't look like a man in that woman's eyes. Personally, I can't say I'm too much concerned what I look like in anybody's eyes because I'm here. Like, nigga. And no, I'm not gonna sit up here, disrespect no shit, make it sound like she ain't shit. No big deal. Fuck that bitch. No. Great woman. No doubt in my mind. But that night, bullshit. All my fault. And literally that was my accountability, my responsibilities all catch up to me. And I could have been in some grade A twat that night. God damn it. Just start thinking about this shit getting me hot right now. I'm gonna drink some more of this fucking Gatorade. Well, just see how fuck I'm so mad right now I can't even get this shit right. Lesson learned. How they say, Lord of Lux, if you knew better, you do better. Never again, y'all. Never again. I've been wanting to tell this story for about 2.5 months now, but we're here. We are here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Catch me next Monday, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, the Speak Up Network is on Clubhouse and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. All you gotta do is type in Speak Up Network. Look for a yellow circle with a black ass fist and the African colored letters. We in this hole. I'm out this motherfucker. See y'all next time. If you don't like it, fuck you. My shit is hot.